People have been rioting in protest of ICE and the deportations, and because of this, it is backfiring, and people want to deport them more than ever.
There have been 330 illegal aliens that have been arrested as part of these riots in Los Angeles.
Would you please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel as we look at some of the craziest moments from these protests?
They are taking advantage of the chaos and looting local businesses as well as an Apple. And some of them actually got trapped inside of the store and arrested.
These protests were meant to prove to us that America runs on illegal immigration, and these people want more recognition for the fact that they risked their lives, they crossed the Rio, they hopped the border, all to come here to develop our already developed nation after failing to develop theirs. But seriously, who would have thought it is a good idea to steal an iPhone? First of all, some of these are probably tester iPhones, which people hit all day long, thousands of people. They probably barely even work. And on top of that, these people were really planning to put their Apple ID, all of their contacts, their credit cards, and all of their very private data on these stolen iPhones, and they didn't expect this to be traced back to them at all. Well, then these people ended up abandoning the products that they stole because they literally were displaying on the screen, "Please return to Apple Tower Theater." And yet, somehow, these rioters are the brightest minds, the best innovators, and they make America work? Well, that's one way to get all of the rioters out of the area. It reminds me how they were playing Baby Shark to make all of the homeless people leave. Maybe this is what we need to do, is just play a really loud alarm to wake up. So these woke people will actually finally wake up.
Caroline Levitt said exactly what needed to be said to this reporter.
Protest on Saturday for the militant parade. President Trump would allow that.
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
Protesters are complaining about getting hit with rubber bullets just because they are journalists, but it's very obvious that they're not going to be able to tell who is who, and if you're in this mob that is fighting against the police, that's kind of what you have coming for you no matter what. Two rioters are currently being charged for allegedly throwing Molotov cocktails at our law enforcement. They are being extremely violent. No matter what the Democrats say, these are not peaceful protests.
Peaceful rally. What is going on right now is also peaceful.
Here we are expecting rallies later on.
When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
These rioters' behavior is seriously very third world, throwing fireworks and rocks at our law enforcement. So this is happening in Atlanta, also now in Chicago, Denver, New York. Cities across the nation are now participating in this trend. Here is footage of what the protests are looking like in Chicago right now. Also, let's not ignore the fact that there has been a lot of counter protests throughout the nation as well, like this one in Tampa, Florida. Here is some footage of protests happening in Raleigh, North Carolina. So throughout our country right now, people are proudly waving the Mexican flag. You would think there's already enough happening in Las Vegas. Why would they add some protests to it?
Donald Trump! Donald Trump!
Also, there has just been complete chaos coming out of Seattle. Why do people burn the American flag? If they hate this country, we have airplanes and we are not forcing anybody to stay. They can leave at any time. And I think that America would be happy if they did. They can try to make it seem like these protests are about the deportation or about Trump or about Palestine. But in my opinion, it really seems like it is about the increasing wealth gap and the hatred towards wealthy people and the belief that only wealthy people can be bad. But yet these protesters are showing us that their actions are way worse. Here in New York, you can see that they are tearing down the barricades put by the police that, of course, are there for our protection. People on X are searching for the identity of this guy who, quote, was passing out thousands of dollars worth of face shields. There was also a lot of snacks, water, and normal masks as well. And also, where are they getting all of these vests and also fireworks and weapons? Something is very off here.
Who is funding these illegal aliens who are coming in with this very professional riot gear? It's a question everyone in this room who cares about truth should be asking. And we encourage your help in trying to get to the bottom of that.
Who funded the distribution of these very expensive masks?
To describe where it just feels like something's going to happen and you're waiting for it to happen. And you can look around, you see the National Guard.
Wow. Bionic shields. Wouldn't it have been nice to have one of those? And so they did catch this guy whose name is not surprisingly Alejandro Orellana. And so the FBI has arrested him.
Today we executed a search warrant on the individual who was seen earlier this week distributing face shields to suspected rioters down in Los Angeles. We have made it a huge priority to try to identify, locate, and arrest those who are involved in organizing, supporting, funding, or facilitating these riots that they're going on. It appears they're well orchestrated and coordinated and well funded, so we want to understand who these people are and where this organization's coming.
They try so hard to make it seem like this is what they call a grassroots event. The protests have also made their way to San Francisco, but back in Los Angeles, Jodie Sweetin, the girl from Full House, was getting thrown around by police. I guess that is the next logical step after being a child actress. People have been debating whether or not Trump should have called in the National Guard and the Marines that are there now. And now videos are surfacing of Nancy Pelosi basically admitting fault to not deploying any type of assistance during January 6th. And in my opinion, it is crazy that they keep bringing up this one singular day that is supposed to make it okay to protest and riot for months on end. Oh look guys, I found the room that represents these rioters perfectly. Rioters have began to smash police vehicles. They are leaking their information about their families and showing up at their hotels to protest outside of them. So the whole point of these protests was try to prove that the stereotypes are not true about immigrants, illegal immigrants, being criminals. So in response to this, they begin rioting and looting stores like Zara. Personally, don't really think that's going to help their case much. It's also very strange how they were passing out Mexican flags, and on top of that, that they are flying the Mexican flag, saying that they are so proud to be Mexican, yet they don't want to live in Mexico. Most of them haven't. There are already so many countries that don't have law and order. The United States is one of a kind, and so if they don't like it, there's many countries that they could go to that have their ideals and match the things that they want. It seems like some people believe that this might be a part of some bigger plan or some type of distraction or something that they had been planning for months or years. A lot of these protesters have absolutely no remorse for the fact that they are blocking streets, keeping everyday people from going to their job or going home. They literally don't care that they are disrupting all of America right now. Yesterday, I went and interviewed some people at the ICE protest here in Denver, and I would have hopefully not expected to get kicked from behind, but that's exactly what happened to this guy.
710K in US, right in the middle of the No ICE parade.
Immigrants are welcome here, no hate. No fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate. No fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate. Hey, pal. Immigrants are welcome.
What are you here for? I'm gonna call the police.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get brought up on assault charges.
Immigrants are welcome here, no hate. No fear.
Hey, don't talk to him. You're gonna ruin the image. Don't do that. Don't talk to him.
I'm sorry.
Don't talk to the media. What are you doing?
Piss me off.
You can't stop me from blocking, man.
Immigrants are welcome here, no hate.
Thankfully, they did catch this guy on camera, so here he is. It's pretty ironic that while the protesters are chanting that immigrants are welcome here, they kick an American. So are Americans welcome in our own country?
Make sure you're subscribed and join me on my Patreon. We do live Q&As every Friday. See you next time. Bye.